presenting Introcis Endeavor 2020, also known as PIPE 2020. The EcoGuards organization is a not-for-profit division of GEMCO Incorporated 1990. Its operational title, its research, and its developments of eco-solutions have been copyright, trademarked and trade named from 1987 to 2020. With that said, we are pleased to present the Introcis Device. Isolation, non-transmission, respiratory, overall, clear, integrity, system. Introcis. Artists are nearest God. Into their souls, He breathes His life, and from their hands, it comes in fair, articulated forms to bless the world. Quoted, author, J.G. Holland. The COVID-19 PPE mask problem and possible solution. As most everyone is aware, our societies have big problems attaining proper solutions to the current pandemic, and that's mostly attributed to our lack of preparedness and proper personal protection equipment. Understand, the EcoGuards do have some experience with creating personal protection equipment. Although great efforts are underway to manufacture large ever-growing quantities of N95 protective masks, as well as a vaccine, there will be a great deal of time that will go by before any control, such as a vaccine, comes into being. That fact truly hurts the hearts of any caring people that will watch or even become affected by this contagion, even after wearing any N95 masks. Until then, we still see a great need for personal protection equipment. That said, we've noticed that many countries are now showing an unwillingness to share or allow shipments of their productions of their N95 protective masks. Because of such, we feel it's important to show everyone something completely different that we've been working on for quite some time. It's believed that this can help alleviate the great need for those N95 masks, but may also change the ways and manners that this problem is currently being managed and dealt with. For clarity, a great deal of practical thought, time and intellectual protective means has gone into its development, as well as all the evaluations of many problems that showed their presence, also concerning those N95 masks. Albeit, some of those N95 issues will come up during the answering of the 10 main questions. But that's not why we've created this video. It's not to show or criticize those flaws, nor is it to hinder others from producing their versions of a solution. In fact, it's to help alleviate those N95 flaws, and to assist everyone with their PPE needs. The first question is, what are the current needs that must be addressed for personal protection equipment, primarily protective masks or respirator devices? The second is, how much will it cost? The third is, will it be safe? The fourth is, can they be produced quickly? The fifth is, can everyone in Canada attain one? The sixth is, how long will they last? The seventh is, do they actually work? The eighth, what's the difference between the N95 fabric and the Introcis proposed future filters? The ninth is, what are the benefits of the Introcis device in comparison to the other PPE and masks? The 10th is, why are they not being produced now? Before we answer those questions, we want to let everyone know that we did attempt to get our Canadian government involved, and to also make our Prime Minister aware of this solution, and that's why now we're making and showing this video to the public. Just try contacting anyone within government during times like these. It's very difficult. That's also why we're asking physicians and nurses to have their say in whether they believe in the practical hypotheses concerning this device. They'll be able to submit their comments by following this criteria. Your emails need not be of any great length, unless you desire to do so. They only need to contain your first and last name, credentials, place of occupation and comments about the Introcis device, and whether or not you would wear a device like the one portrayed in this video. We also want everyone to understand that we did start to produce another video, which express every benefit concerning these devices, which are extensive, but found it to be extremely long. Actually as long as a really good movie. That's why we opted for this video rendition instead. For many government officials or medical professionals don't have time to waste during this time of critical administrations and medical care. And to be frank, neither do we. Now on to question 1. What are the current needs that must be addressed for personal protection equipment, primarily protective masks or respirator devices? The fact that N95 disposable masks are exactly that, disposable. They're not supposed to last for long durations. That said, our device can help keep them valid throughout multiple days, primarily because our Introcis device keeps them from coming in contact with a great deal of contagions. Our Introcis device has 6 of its own small filters that will be made of the N95 fabric or equivalent, and those temporary integrated replaceable filtering slips, known as TERFs, are easily manufactured, even easier than those N95 disposable masks, for those have to be sewn, thus helping to reduce the waste of these precious materials for these masks, but also extending those N95 materials and their lifespans, primarily because for every 20 TERF units, only one N95 mask is created, and that fact should reduce the amount of masks that our country will use and need. These Introcis devices also keep people from touching their faces, primarily because of their containment sphere. Oh yeah, containment sphere. They'll actually keep people that are infected from spreading and spraying this virus, and that's something that does not need to be tested or proven. You try spraying anything while your head is in the containment and filtering bubble. This fact will also help and prevent this contagion from being inadvertently placed or spread on many public contact surfaces. Our Introcis device was actually originally designed in 2003 during the first SARS outbreak, and it was to function on its own without any N95 mask, but we learned that much testing and proper certifications are required by Health Canada, and these facts can take a great deal of time to achieve. That's why we decided to have it used in this manner, at least for now, but that may change in the future. Now on to question 2. How much will it cost? As far as we can determine, our quick response Mark 25 Introcis devices cost between $18 to $25 Canadian each, and may come down in price when mass production ramps up. That price is only based on our quick response Mark 25 versions, not the fully formed true medical Mark 24 versions that are made with much thicker PP number 5 plastics, shown in this video. That said, hopefully soon, all medical practitioners and essential workers can use these to help keep from becoming infected, and then possibly ill. These Introcis devices should actually help protect all workers from possibly inhaling or exhaling any contagions, thus helping in putting our economy on a fast track to recovery. Now on to question 3. Will it be safe? We truly believe that they'll not only be safe, they'll add multiple layers of safety to the N95 use as well. Not to mention, add a level of safety to the user and public from the potential exposure to this current COVID-19 virus within other entry points of the head. Understand that much scientific research is underway concerning why many medical workers are still becoming infected while serving the public. That said, we believe it's because of the false sense of security that they feel while using those N95 masks, for they are not 95% effective, only their materials are, not the actual real-life conditional use of those masks. The Introcis device actually mimics the laboratory testing manner of those N95 materials, for the TERFs are completely fastened tightly around their perimeter locations, which is something you can't achieve with a person's face. For when people talk, the N95 mask moves, hence causing the individuals to attempt to adjust their masks, and allowing for potential contact and penetration of contagions. With that said, it's possible to create a tighter seal around a person's neck, obviously, without choking the person. This presumed fact will stop people from attempting to adjust anything, thus preventing facial tactile contact. The quick response version will have some limits that should not be found in the later versions, and those later versions, we believe, are a must, for this will not be the only time in our lifetime that contagions of this nature could, and possibly will arise. That's why our government needs to be involved with this endeavor, as well as so many other reasons. Now on to question 4. Can they be produced quickly? After speaking to several thermoplastic manufacturers in Ontario, we believe that if an all-out effort by such manufacturers throughout Canada is coordinated and achieved, then it's possible that we can very quickly produce the needs of our nation. And that includes public needs, as far as we can determine, based on national medical officials' daily responses to reporters' questions. We're going to be dealing with this new reality for quite some time. If that's the case, we need to get going at producing these. Now, the fact that these Introcis devices are cleanable, scalable, reusable, and reloadable helps with not having to constantly produce more for our country's needs, hence allowing us to then help others in the world. On another point, it's being considered and tested by many countries that they should possibly attempt to reuse these N95 masks. Understand this, there are several ways that could be achieved, but at great expense. Primarily with the use of ultraviolet and microwave cleansing systems. Officials also need to understand that the N95 formulated fabrics can effectively reduce their ability to contain contagions because of compression and moisture. They'll find this out, and this will become a great problem. For human tactile contact and exhalent breath causes those compression and moisture issues with every mask. And some of those masks that contain metal strips can't be microwaved. Those facts also make and shows that these Introcis devices are more plausible, attainable and achievable. Primarily, because our turf units are only touched once during installing, and the fact that they'll be further away from the face reduces moisture levels in the fabric, thus keeping those fabrics valid for longer durations, and also possibly making those units disinfectable. Now on to question 5. Can everyone in Canada attain one? Simple answer, yes. That's the whole purpose in this endeavor. That said, the frontline workers first, then the general public. As far as we're concerned, everyone needs one of these. The evidence in South Korea shows that KF94 and 95 masks and such things are a must in order to help prevent the spread of this virus. And handmade sewn versions are not the true answer to this dilemma, regardless of more recent studies that are flawed. For there are a great many prior studies that indicate differently. Now on to question 6. How long will they last? If taken care of properly, it's believed that they'll outlast many people's lifespan, for they're made of plastics. Now that's providing people respect and take care of what they'll be getting. With that point being made, we'll be supplying many forms of informational context for their maintenance. Now on to question 7. Do they actually work? The fact that they're an added protective barrier between the user and contagion can't truly never be validly determined, and that's because they're currently intended to be used in conjunction with an N95 mask. And even though Health Canada has standards for many apparatuses, we don't think that applies in this circumstance. Although the N95 masks must be manufactured in a particular way, is truly only determined by those that manufacture said products, primarily because they make claims concerning their products, indicating their N95 masks are 95% effective, when in reality, they're not. For air and particles go around the filtering stage of their masks, and enter around the nose and mouth. And that's part of what this device should help to prevent. It should also prevent any contagions from entering through the eyes and ear canals, as well, which can occur when people exhale and get blowback into their eyes. The only thing we state is that they're better than most open-faced shields that the medical community has adopted. And the fact that our devices have 6 small filters helps, as well as the replaceable elastic sealed neck sock should keep those N95 masks valid for longer durations, while keeping the user from being further exposed or exposing others to any contagions. The other fact is that these devices will also keep those users from touching their faces and heads, thus also reducing potential infective points. The fact that they're clear devices also helps those many medical practitioners in being able to see who they're working with, not to mention putting many of the public more at ease, mostly because they'll see most of those people's faces. The Introcis device also allows, and protects anyone that's using it, from becoming contaminated, after their use. For instance, when removing an N95 mask, are you aware there's a procedure to doing that without becoming infected from contagions found on the external mask's surface? But these Introcis devices allow for quick surface cleaning before you remove the headgear. That fact helps the user from becoming contaminated. Now on to question: what's the difference between the N95 fabric and the Introcis proposed future filters? The main difference is that the N95 formulated POL fabric only captures many airborne particulates, and our proposed future filters capture and kill those harmful particles. That said, we're not going to discuss those future renditions of the Introcis filters, and we have our reasons. Now on to question 9. What are some of the other benefits of the Introcis device in comparison to the other PPE and MPE, personal and medical protection equipment? There are actually very many, so much so that we can't, and in some circumstances, won't discuss those. That said, they're designed to allow for quick placement, much faster than having to put on a surgical cap, goggles, and the N95 mask, as well as a face shield, thus helping for quicker response times in many medical settings. They should also allow many people to get back to work, but not everybody. An example of someone that could not work, even with such a device, would be a hairstylist. How could you have your hair washed and styled when your head is in a device? Now on to question 10. Why are they not being produced now? Mostly because of financial issues, for the EcoGuards are a not-for-profit organization, and have never looked at our innovative eco solutions as a means to make great amounts of money. Believe us when we say that many of our innovative eco solutions have already found their way to the marketplace, primarily through other large international corporations. But they never truly helped us maintain our operations and goals, which are actually contained in this statement. The EcoGuards organization strives to educate everyone concerning all our needs to find and implement a balanced approach to our ecologies and economies. We also assist many with plausible innovative eco-solutions. In conclusion, there are so many other benefits to these Introcis devices that we could literally write a book on the subject. That said, now that it's made public, we'll do our best to have these produced in as short a time as possible, but that's also up to our television networks to bring it to the government's attention, and then our governments and their desire to truly achieve this solution can help us get to work for all our peoples. We truly thank you for viewing this important video. Now, if you're a medical practitioner or nurse and have any comments that you would like the EcoGuards or Health Canada to view, please send those by email to introcis1988@gmail.com. May we all survive this current pandemic and come out of this with a better sense of gratitude for life and a great deal of further knowledge. And to all our frontline workers, believe us when we say, we're all thinking about you, and we're really working hard to help get something to you that will assist with your real protection. We profoundly thank you for your time in viewing this Introcis presentation and responding to our request, and also for all your caring and professional services within all our communities. May you be blessed by all those you have helped, in whatever form they believe, and may our Creator of all the heavens and all things found therein remember all your actions and those of all our frontline heroes. Sincerely, founder of the EcoGuards and Gemco Incorporated, J. McCluskey.